I want to talk about some basics here today, digestion and absorption, two totally different functions. Digestion, of course, breaks the food down into small particles and chemicals we can absorb easier, not necessarily easy, but easier. And then absorption is the actual process of getting the nutrients and the food and the calories and the fat and the protein and carbohydrates and sugars out of your intestine into your bloodstream. So you have two different things going on here, and you have to satisfy them both to maximize the benefit of your food and your supplement program. Well, first of all, let's look at digestion. Of course, it starts in the mouth with a carbohydrate enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates into simple sugars called ptyalin, and it's in saliva, and it only has a few moments to work. That's why you're supposed to chew your food 30 times before you swallow it. That gives a chance for that enzyme to break down the carbohydrates into simple sugars and so forth. You swallow it, this ball of food, this bolus of food gets down into your stomach, and the pH of your stomach, the acidity of your stomach should be like battery acid in your car. When you look at the pH scale, 1 being the most acid, 14 being the most alkaline, 7 being neutral, you want to have the pH of your stomach below 2. It's got to be 1.2, 1.5. That's where you want to be. That acid environment keeps your stomach sterile. Yeast and bacteria won't grow there, and so you won't have reflux. Yeah, there is no such thing as acid reflux. It's really lack of acid reflux. You get up around a pH of 4 or 5, approaching neutral, which is 7, yeast and bacteria will grow in there, and every time you eat carbohydrates and certain fats, but certainly sugars, they will ferment like a beer vat or a wine vat, fermenting, right? And they will ferment these carbohydrates and sugars and sometimes even the fats into gases and sugars and so forth, causing reflux. All right, so you have to have acid. There is no such thing as acid reflux. There's really lack of acid reflux. Also, the protein digesting enzyme in your stomach, okay, called pepsin, only works in an acid environment, 1.2, 1.5. You get up above 2, and you're not going to be very efficient at digesting proteins down into the individual amino acids, which are where you want them to be able to absorb them efficiently. Also, being able to absorb minerals is dependent on an acid environment in your stomach. You get towards the neutral, you're in trouble. You can't efficiently absorb mineral nutrients, including iron and calcium and so forth. Well, what affects the pH of your stomach? Well, alkaline water, you can drink alkaline water, but it can't be during meals. You can't drink it after an hour before, through the meal, or till an hour after meals. You can have it at bedtime, or if you're going to skip a meal, you can have alkaline water, but not during meals. Also, no carbonated drinks, because carbonation neutralizes stomach acid, okay? And that even includes ones you think of as being benign, things like ginger ale, club soda, those kind of things. Any carbonated drinks cannot be consumed with meals. And then, of course, let's see here. B12. You can't absorb B12 without your stomach environment being 1.2 to 1.5 pH, way below 2, because there's another piece that's required to absorb B12, which is called the Castle's intrinsic factor. It has a latch onto B12, and in an acid environment, it actually is very efficient in helping absorb B12. If you don't have enough Castle's intrinsic factor, or if you have tons of it, but your stomach environment is approaching neutral, you're up around pH of 4, 5, approaching that 7, guess what? You're not going to be able to absorb B12. You're going to be going to the doctor's office every month for a B12 shot. Then other things that prevent absorption, now that we've talked about breaking down food and digesting food, is phytates. Phytates are phosphorus substances you find in raw vegetables, and people who love to eat raw vegetables, they just live on raw vegetables, how wonderful raw vegetables are. These phytates bind onto your minerals, and they come out the other end. And even though you're eating mineral supplements and minerals in the food, you're not going to get very much of them because the phytates from raw vegetables bind onto them. So cooked carrots are much better than raw carrots. Cooked beets are much better than raw beets, and so on. Okay? And then, of course, gluten, the big boogeyman, gluten. About 80% of Americans have a gluten intolerance. It's not a wheat allergy, which is a celiac disease. Celiac disease is a wheat allergy, but gluten intolerance is not an allergy. What happens is gluten creates a contact enteritis. You get inflammation lining your intestine. The little finger-like villi go away that increase your absorptive surface by 85%, and you're down to a smooth garden hose. You don't have those villi anymore, so you lose 85 to 90% of your absorption efficiency, and even if you're supplementing, you're only going to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 8% of what you're consuming. We want to get 100% of the good stuff, right? So that means no gluten for most people. Of course, there's secondary effects because of gluten's effect and the effect of too high pH in alkaline drinks and carbonated drinks. People will wind up with 25, 30, 40 different diseases, and you can just smell it. They're gluten intolerant. They don't use salt, which is a raw material to make stomach acid, And so they're doing all these bad things, and then they wonder why they have, at the same time, one person, you know people that have arthritis and high blood pressure and heart disease and kidney failure, and they got low thyroid and macular degenerations and cataracts and slip disc in their backs, and they have fibromyalgia and lupus, and on and on. They have all these different diseases. One person on 27 prescription drugs. That's because they cannot digest, they can't absorb things because of all the other stuff they're doing. Okay? So it's imperative you get a hold of that CD called Serial Killers, and you find out all the hidden places you're going to find gluten. I want you to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the DVD, Somebody Needs to Go to Jail, and the CD, Public Enemy #1, and learn how you can avoid going to the doctor by doing all these laboratory tests yourself. You can get the test strips at the pharmacy without a prescription, and how to eat properly and avoid the bad stuff, the carbonated drinks, the phytates, the alkaline water during meals, and certainly you don't want to let people talk you into, oh, you have this disease because it's genetic. Don't even go there. You get gluten-free, but you do have to supplement. Just gluten-free is enough. You have to supplement after you go gluten-free. Both supplementation and gluten-free, then you're getting a home run. Well, stick with us. We're going to be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
The antioxidants found in many fruits and vegetables are known to help support and promote good health. Research has also shown that dark chocolate, once known as the food of the gods, is rich in healthy nutrients. In fact, dark chocolate is higher in antioxidant content than any other food. Longevity has combined a proprietary blend of velvety rich dark chocolate with whole fruit pulp and whole fruit juice extracts from mangosteen, goji or wolfberry, acai berry, and cherry, along with vitamins and minerals, producing a smooth, rich, delectable concentrate called Cocogevity. It tastes so great, I sometimes drink it right out of the bottle or pour it over ice cream. Cocogevity is highly bioavailable, meaning your body will absorb and make use of all of these healthy nutrients. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Longevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound, turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, I thought we'd talk a bit about the gluten-free diet, as I found a Fox News story headlined, "Against the Grain, When Not to Go on a Gluten-Free Diet." And they outlined the case of a specific individual, Bonnie Dahan, and she'd always been health conscious, and she went to a spa retreat for Ayurvedic medicine. She'd been having some neck problems for years, and she thought it was from bending over the computer too much. And during the retreat, she mentioned it to her practitioner, who touched her neck, and then she says, his hand flew off of me. I can't do anything for you. You have gluten neck. And they say the tension you're feeling is inflammation. And she had never been diagnosed with celiac, and went to her physician and had not even been found to be non-celiac gluten sensitive. And after 6 months of going gluten-free, she just still had the neck problem, and all she was left with was, in her words, a grumbling stomach. She did feel like maybe it gave her some mental clarity. And the next section here is titled, "The Gluten-Free Fad." 100 million Americans have reported that they have gone to a gluten-free diet, according to a 2013 survey by NPD Group, a global information company. Then they outlined the case of another individual, Marissa Rosenbaum. She had gone to a gluten-free after having trouble with bloated stomach and stomach pain for years. Blood test for a celiac did not, and an endoscopy. She didn't actually get diagnosed with it, but her gastroenterologist, two different gastroenterologists actually told her that she should go on a gluten-free diet. She said she did start feeling healthier after cutting out most refined carbohydrates. And they say decoding the diatribe, and this is Alan Linovitz, a assistant professor of religion, says he's written some books on the gluten-free fad, and he says he sees a lot of religious rhetoric around the gluten-free diet, and he says there's been claims linked to consuming gluten and not only bloating but also chronic conditions like Alzheimer's disease, ADHD, and autism have been linked to gluten intolerance and celiac. According to him, it's a small minority of the population. It seems to be a case of bloating, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome that may be relieved by gluten-free. Cite a couple of dietitians, Molly Rieger and Leah Seiberman. They say the absence of formal celiac disease diagnosis using a process of elimination to determine which foods you're having problems with, which is something you recommend to people all the time. And they go on to say that there's misconceptions about gluten-free foods, that they're not as healthy as people believe them to be because they're loaded with fat and sugar, because a lot of gluten-free products don't taste all that great. And she says it can be packed with starches in the gluten-free diet. There's no immediate risk of going there if you're not celiac, but they go on to say that there's about 2 million people, or 1 out of 133 in the U.S. that have celiac disease, according to the NIH. And they say, according to the National Foundation of Celiac Awareness, 18 million Americans have a gluten sensitivity, and according to them, there's 300 signs and symptoms of celiac disease. They say non-gluten sensitivity include migraine headaches, anemia, abdominal pain, and foggy brain, and they say that if you do have celiac disease, it could lead to more serious things like pneumonia and autoimmune diseases. So it sounded like a little pushback there against a gluten-free diet, but, I personally, it helped me a ton.
Yeah, well, of course, gluten-free just stops the inflammation. Of course, celiac disease is a wheat allergy. It's a very specific wheat allergy, whereas gluten intolerance is not a wheat, barley, rye, or oat allergy. It's an intolerance to the proteins, and you get a contact enteritis, just like you put poison ivy on your skin, you get a contact dermatitis. Your intestines, when you're gluten intolerant, your intestines look like you're eating poison ivy for salad. And the reason why it's important is all these diseases you get because you cannot absorb the nutrients, even if you're supplementing with them. And that includes asthma and bronchitis, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, periodontal disease, low thyroid. All this stuff is secondary to the inability to absorb, get off of gluten. 80% of Americans are gluten intolerant. The old biblical grain was millet, not wheat. Well, thank you, Doug. Super job, and we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Fish has been thought of as a brain food for eons. But it's not the fish that's key. It's actually the essential fatty acids, EFAs, or omega-3s found in fish, called essential because they're necessary for good health and your body can't make them. So they must be consumed through diet or supplementation. Youngevity has developed the perfect supplement in SmartFX, an acronym for Sustained Memory and Retrieval Time, a concentration of DHA and EPA, both members of the omega-3 family, supporting neural path function and cardiovascular health for optimal mental concentration, awareness, focus, and agility. If you've got a mentally demanding career, you're a student crunching for the big test, or just want to maintain health for a sense of well-being, try SmartFX from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also occur in humans. These too can be prevented and reversed. Doc's original formula, called the pig arthritis formula, alleviated all arthritis symptoms in animals. The same basic formula has been developed for humans, called the Pig Pack, which includes plant-derived minerals, a multiple vitamin complex, glucogel, and EFAs. Add to that Youngevity's OsteoFX Plus, a proprietary blend of liquid calcium, magnesium, and glucosamine. Now you have the Pig Pack Plus to make up the 90 essential nutrients Dr. Wallach has identified as necessary for sustained good health and longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to New Zealand and Darag. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Darag, you're on the air.
Hi. Thanks, Joel. It's good to talk with
Okay,
you.
you have to speak up just a little bit, please, sir. Speak up.
Thanks, Joel. It's good to talk with you. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you better. Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's great. I had to call through Skype. I've got a friend in Brisbane, just the Gold Coast of Australia, who's got a horse who has laminitis.
Mm-hmm.
And I wondered if you would know what to do with that.
Sure.
There's the leg. Yeah.
Yeah, laminitis is inflammation inside the hoof where the flesh actually meets the hoof is made out of the same type of material that horns on cattle are made up out of. And basically, what I like to do for laminitis and navicular disease, all those kind of things of the disease inside the hoof, is give them what we call the Bloomin' minerals, which is the granular form of our plant minerals. It has 78 minerals in it. Each horse twice a day will get an 8-ounce coffee cup full of the Bloomin' minerals. They'll get an 8-ounce coffee cup full of bone meal, and each of them mixed with those Bloomin' minerals, the type you put in a garden, so it's been tested for pesticides and all that kind of stuff. And then another third cup, 8-ounce cup. This one's going to be of a molasses-based horse feed. I like, I don't know what you have out there in New Zealand, but we're talking about a Ralston 300, okay, and it's kind of thing, equine feed. And it's a mixed grains, plus got some alfalfa pellets in it that are enriched. But it needs to have some molasses in it to hold the bone meal and the Bloomin' minerals together. 800 to 1,000-pound horse, you give them 2 doses of that a day. So it'd be a cup of the Bloomin' minerals, a cup of the bone meal, and a cup of the horse feed that has molasses in it, so it all sticks together twice a day. And usually within, anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, you're going to see a remarkable difference. Within a couple of months, they'll be totally healed. But because they have shortages of these minerals in the feed and the pastures these horses are on, they need to remain on this. And you'll know when to reduce it to 1 serving a day instead of 2. As soon as a horse starts slowing down in the beginning, they are just going to ravenously eat these piles of all these minerals. But after anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to see them start to slow down and lead to half to 2/3 of it. That's when you want to cut it back, if you want to just 1 serving a day. And it also stops the cribbing. It stops them from nibbling on the rails of the fence and the stalls in the barn and eating dirt and things like that, because they are looking for these minerals. Okay, Darag, and we have some things going on in New Zealand. I hope to see you there soon. All right, Doug, do we have time to start another one?
I think he has one more question.
Oh, okay, got to be quick, sir.
Sorry. One of my team partners has a mother who's got low thyroid function, and she's bipolar. Just wondering what to do to help her.
Okay, low thyroid and bipolar. Well, first of all, these things are caused by nutritional deficiencies and wrong diet. You've got to change everything. No fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates, nitrites, no deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky. Absolutely no oils. It means no olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils, and no gluten, no wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats. And what does this lady weigh, do you think?
I'd guess about 170. She's about
okay, then she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. I'd also give her the de-stress capsules, 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And then I would add in the Ocean's Gold for the thyroid. I'd have her take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And then she and the horse will recover about the same time. I find it interesting that we talked about the horse before the mom. Okay, we'll be back after these messages.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. 444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Longevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the ultimate tangy tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables. And besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Longevity home-based business opportunities. Let's head to Soquel, California, and Renee, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Renee, you're on the air.
Thank you, Doctor. I spoke to you back in early April about my 10-year-old miniature poodle who has a heavy discharge from her eyes. Since that time, you recommended a grain-free diet for her and the Arthrodex, Vision FX, and EFA+. We've been doing that while she does seem to have a lot of energy and is really happy. She still has the heavy discharge from her eyes.
Okay. Let's see. Have you put anything in the eyes like, our colloidal silver? You can spray their eyes with colloidal silver. There may be a chronic yeast infection in the eye. That's a possibility.
Okay.
So I'd go ahead and just add to your program a bottle of the colloidal silver. Put like a half a dropper full in an ounce of water, just in a little spray bottle, and hold her head and just spray each eye, a couple of sprays. And it's harmless to the eye. We do this in babies' eyes, and so it's really a great way to get a chronic infection of bacteria, viruses, or fungus or yeast in the eye. But I still, when you see
she's really sensitive. Like she wants to rub her eyes to get the goo out, and she'll like jump back because she's just so sensitive in her eyes at this point.
Yeah. Okay, sure. And so what you're going to have to do is have one person hold her, right, around her chest, on your lap, and hold her head still. And spray her face, okay? Spray her eyes and her face with that spray. And she may kind of wiggle around a little bit, but that's, like a little baby, you got to do what you got to do here. And, of course, I still believe that there may be some keratosis or some plugging of those nasal lacrimal ducts in there is why she's got this discharge. But it could be that it's just a chronic infection in there. So just keep doing what you're doing. So she's happier, she's running around, everything's happy except she still has a discharge. So I would add the colloidal silver topically to it and then call us in a couple of weeks. You'll know in a couple of weeks. Okay, Doug, let's go to a caller.
All right, let's head to Texas. And Michael, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Michael, you're on the air.
Hello, yes, sir. Thank you for
yes, sir.
receiving my call.
How can we help you?
I have a dear friend that's fighting a parasitic problem.
I'm sorry, you have to speak up a little bit louder, sir. I didn't catch that.
A parasite problem.
Okay, how do we know that?
Well, the actual bowels taken in to the medical doctor, they could not recognize what exactly it was. It was a worm of nature.
Okay, wormy thing.
They
can see this. Wait a minute. They can see this wormy thing under the microscope.
Yes.
Okay.
Symptoms of many of the common ones that you hear about, from wild animal feces, etc. Been using was misdiagnosed over a period of a year with many different skin.
So let me ask you a question. Let me
irritations,
stop you there for a minute. Does she have a history going to tropical places like Africa, South America?
No, sir.
Does she have a bunch of dogs?
Yes, many animals. There
Okay.
are some of them feral around in the area.
Okay, I got you. Okay, well, hang on, and we'll be back, get a little bit more information, then Sharon and I will give you some answers here. We'll be back. The dead doctors don't lie for these messages.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.
Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Texas. And Michael, well, the first place I would start is to have your dear friend call ahead to the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, and find out who is the one who would receive unidentified parasites, in a stool sample, okay? Because they have all these tropical guys there, the ones that do all these parasites and everything from all over the world, including the United States, and Texas could be coming from Mexico with the feral dogs, who knows? And so I would definitely make arrangements. You have to know who to send it to, what department, what room number, all that kind of stuff, so it doesn't sit there for 2 months, and ship it to them, letting them know it's coming, send another stool sample. In the meantime, once you get a hold of the book, I'd get the trilogy book, but in particular, you want the book Let's Play Herbal Doctor, okay? And that book is going to show you, also the book Let's Play Doctor, it'll show you how to do your own diagnostics with wormy things and little one-celled parasites. So you need the whole trilogy. So you're going to do the diagnostics using the material in the book Let's Play Doctor, and then the how to deal with it from home remedies in Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and maybe even some things out of Passport Aromatherapy. But we need to find out exactly what they are, because they all different species take different stuff. But there are things like dried avocado skin ground up into powder, dried pomegranate skin dried up into powder. Go to the pharmacy, get the empty capsules and fill them, and take X number of those based on the body weight and so on. Okay? But Shar, are you there?
Hello?
Okay, Shar.
Yes.
All right. What would you do, and how much does this lady weigh, Michael?
About 155.
Okay, now did you say she has some emotional problems?
No, sir.
Okay, I thought I heard that, but okay, thanks. All right, and I'm sorry, she weighs how much, 152, you said? Is that correct?
155, sir.
Okay, that's close enough. All right, Shar, 155-pound woman, has some parasite problems. What would you do to make her intestines happy before we know exactly what parasites are? What would you do for her intestinal tract?
We give her the Cleanse FX.
Well, that's a possibility. It could be a Cleanse FX. If she has constipation, I'd do a Cleanse FX. If she has diarrhea, I wouldn't. But then what would you do? Well, she does have gas and bubbly stuff. What would you give her?
Enzymes.
Enzymes, very good. The ultimate enzymes. I go ahead and give her 1 or 2 of those, say 2 minutes before each meal. And what would you do to help her move towards a normal bacterial count in her intestines?
I would give her the chocolate, the triple treat chocolate for one thing, because it's a probiotic.
And what would be another source of probiotics?
Root beer belly.
Well, there you go. Root beer belly and or the triple treat chocolate. Yep.
I take both.
Yeah, you take both. Very good. And so that's kind of where I would start until you get a response back from the CDC and their tropical parasite division. And then call us with that more data. But in the meantime, you can get a hold of the books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and Passport Aromatherapy, and it'll tell you how to do your own diagnostics at home of parasites of all kinds, as well as what you can do naturally using foods and herbs and things to deal with various types of parasites. Okay, so we look forward to hearing from you again, sir. Okay, Doug, do we have time for another one?
Yeah, we sure do. Let's head to Texas. And Gret, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Brett, you're on the air.
Yes, sir. What I'd like to talk to you about today is bleeding ulcers. About 2 months ago, I was diagnosed with a bleeding ulcer. I think I'd had it not bleeding for about a year. I'd been hurting, and anyway, I about bled out one night. And
oh my!
I'm not mad at the doctor that fixed me. He did save my life and all that. They gave me like 4 pints of blood and everything else. And
well, I'm going to back up a little bit. When you were diagnosed with an ulcer before you had a bleeding, what did they do for you? What did the doctors do for you?
No, sir, I didn't. I never did go to the doctor until I about bled out.
Okay, and what have they done for you other than give you a transfusion?
They gave me a transfusion, and then they scoped me and put 3 bands on the ulcer or on the artery 1, I'm not sure. And then also they gave me some Omerazole as an acid blocker. And
okay, is that it? Is that all they gave you?
And some vitamin B.
Okay, is that all they gave you?
Yes, sir.
Did they give you any antibiotics?
No, sir. That's why I was...
Okay, now those doctors should go to jail for malpractice because gastric ulcers, bleeding gastric ulcers, are caused by a bacteria, okay, called H. pylori, okay? Yes, sir. H. pylori. And it is... look up in the Merck manual, Google it, treatment for bleeding gastric ulcers. Primary, okay, because of this Helicobacter pylori, H. pylori, it's imperative you're given large doses of antibiotics for 6 weeks. If they didn't give you the antibiotics, somebody needs to go to jail, okay, because they didn't even follow their own protocols, okay? And so ulcers and bleeding ulcers are caused by, gastric ulcers are not caused by stress, they're not caused by just because. They're not a thing that happens because of genetics. It's caused by an infection with a bug called H. pylori. And, of course, the guy who discovered that, an Australian guy, of course, we knew that in pigs for years and years and years, but veterinarians are kind of like Rodney Dangerfield. They don't get any recognition, right? So when some when some medical doctor, gastroenterologist in Australia said, well, maybe I'll try that antibiotic thing that they're using on pigs to get rid of bleeding ulcers in pigs. Let's try it on humans, and it worked. And they did the research and so forth and came up with, they did the culturing, and sure enough, gastric ulcers are caused by H. pylori. He got the Nobel Prize for that. Okay, kind of stole it. Didn't say, well, you got to get those veterinarians that I use their material, should give them some credit here, but he never did that, of course, because he's an MD. But at any rate, we've known in animals for about 45 years that bleeding ulcers are caused by an infection with a bug called H. pylori. And in humans, this is about 10, 12 years ago, that guy in Australia got the Nobel Prize for showing it worked in people too. And so I'm very, very disappointed in your doctors, but not surprised. Okay? So I would call another doctor you haven't gone to yet and say, look, I've had gastric ulcers, they've done surgery on me, and I've just Googled it and read in the Merck manual that I do need some antibiotics for my history of bleeding gastric ulcers, and are you prepared to write me a prescription so I come there and have the information sent to you, or are you going to write me a prescription for antibiotics? If they say yes, make an appointment with them. If they say no, hang up. The phone book is full of hungry gastroenterologists right now. You'll find one who will give you the prescription for the antibiotics. But look it up, Google it yourself, read it in the Merck manual under gastric ulcer treatment, and it will blow your mind what your doctors missed. Okay, how much time we got here, Doug?
We've got time to go to another one.
Okay, let's go to another one.
Let's head to California. And Mary, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Mary, you're on the air.
Okay, I am taking the Healthy Digestive Pack 2.0, and I talked to you last week about my A1C being 6.1, and you recommended the Sweeties, and then I have keratosis, which you recommended gluten-free diet. So my question is there a diet for the 6.10 with the Sweeties, and also can I eat organic oatmeal or oats?
No. No, you cannot eat any wheat, barley, rye, or oats.
Okay.
I don't care if it's organic. I don't care if it's planted by a saint from the Catholic Church. It doesn't matter. You cannot have wheat, barley, rye, or oats.
So, I'm doing that.
Okay. Okay. You're on the right trail. And as things goes along here, a couple of weeks is too early because it takes about 3 months for the A1C hemoglobin to change. So call us next time you get the A1C hemoglobin. It should be down below 5, and you'll be a new woman. But don't think you can eat organic oats or some that are even grown by the Pope. It won't be good enough. We'll be back after these messages.
Many believe that all life began in the Earth's oceans. We do know that the oceans and seas are still abundant with life and life-sustaining nutrients. Many cultures have long believed in the life-giving properties of plants and sea life harvested from the oceans. Longevity's Ocean's Gold is a proprietary blend of seaweeds, algae, mosses, kelp, sea cucumbers, and sea minerals, as well as coenzyme Q10, calcium, and iron, all designed to help support healthy thyroid function, regular heartbeat, normal weight, mood stabilization, and hormone levels. Take advantage of life-sustaining nutrients from the Earth's oceans with Longevity's Ocean's Gold. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
With increasing rates of osteoporosis, it's becoming more and more evident that most Americans have low blood levels of calcium. Some would say,
I get all the calcium I need from dairy products.
Unfortunately, that's just not true. Besides, most dairy products are homogenized and can contain steroids and antibiotics that kill off good bacteria in the digestive system. Not to mention, the human body needs magnesium to make use of dietary calcium. That's why Longevity developed OsteoFX Plus, containing bioavailable plant-derived forms of vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and glucosamine sulfate. OsteoFX Plus is formulated to support healthy bones and joints. Not to mention, OsteoFX Plus tastes great, unlike other products that taste like chalk or dirt. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Missouri. And Rosalie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Rosalie. You're on the air.
Hello. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How can we help you today?
Well, I've got a foot drop, or drop foot, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I don't get around very good.
And how long have you had that?
Well, I've had probably a year and a half or two.
And did you have back problems before that?
No, I really haven't, Doc. I don't know,
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to have back pain to have a back problem.
Okay, well, maybe I didn't know it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most people don't know they have a back problem. Have you shrunk any since you were 20 years old?
Well, I don't really know that either.
What? When was the last time you measured yourself?
Well, I don't. That isn't something I do every day. That isn't something that I do a lot.
Well, what I want you to do is get barefoot, stand on a hard surface like a kitchen floor or bathroom floor. Stand up against the door jamb, and then have somebody else keep the pencil level with the floor and make a little mark on the door jamb. Then measure from the floor to the spot and see how tall you are now compared to how tall you are when you were 20 years old. Okay? I'll bet you've shrunk a little bit. How old are you?
I probably have. I'm 65.
Okay, yeah, the odds are you've shrunk. Do you have any, when you squat down, do your knees pop or crack?
No.
Okay. When you lay down at night, do you ever get creepy crawlies in your legs? Or leg cramps?
Are you talking about something that magnesium takes care of?
No.
Is that what you're talking about?
No. But do you have those things? Did you try magnesium? Did you have those things?
Yes. Yeah. Well, magnesium seems to take care of the.
Mm-hmm. But that happens when you lay down at night. You get creepy crawlies in your legs, and then you take magnesium, and it gets better.
Well, I don't know what you call them, creepy crawlies, but yeah, if it starts to twinge a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay.
I take the magnesium,
and
when you turn your head to the right, magnesium gel or something. Huh?
When you turn your head to the right or left, does it grind? Does your neck grind?
No, not really.
Okay. Do you have periodontal disease, receding gums?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you have osteoporosis. You have severe osteoporosis. Okay. I guarantee you've shrunk some. Okay. Char?
Hello, Doc.
Charmaine. Hello.
I'm here.
Okay. What would you do? Okay, this lady, and what do you weigh here, Rosalie?
Oh, I weigh right at 200.
Okay, she weighs 200 pounds. What would you give her for peripheral neuropathies? She's got a dropped foot. She's got stuff going on in her legs when she lays down. She's got periodontal disease, receding gums. What would you give her at 200 pounds?
She needs 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
Okay, and what changes in your diet would you give her?
No gluten.
No gluten, and what kind of drinks would you restrict?
No soft drinks, no margarine, no salad oils, none of that.
Exactly. No carbonated drinks because they neutralize stomach acid, no alkaline waters, all that kind of stuff. And as Shar said, 2 healthy bone and joint packs would be a full dose of everything twice a day and 15 glucogel a day, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystal at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. Use the CM cream that comes with that to lavishly put on your lower back. Somebody may need to have to help you, down from their last rib down to where your vertebrae go down into your pelvis. And let's start there, okay? And to stay away from all the bad stuff, and then call us every couple of weeks because sometimes this drop foot thing can reverse itself very quickly. All righty? And don't forget to eat plenty of eggs. Don't skip eggs. Nothing fried, though, nothing fried. And give us a call every couple of weeks, and we will walk you through this because it's a very, very straightforward thing. Okay? One of the signs of a peripheral neuropathy. All right, Doug, how much time we have here?
Got about 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Well, I'll remind everybody about my new book, new DVD, and new CD, Epigenetics, the book. Somebody should go to jail, the DVD, and Public Enemy #1, the CD. And be sure to let everybody know that you have some information that can help them with their health. Okay? And we are out there helping literally tens of thousands of people every day. Soon it'll be millions, and we're excited about that. We have a lot of great things happening we're going to share with you here pretty soon. So hang on. And thank you so much, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA
FDA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order. PureWorks.